Our next one in line is Mike Mentzer. Mike was also, in a way, next in line for Mr. Olympia. And he was also a senior editor at Muscle & Fitness, which used to be Muscle Builder. 1980 Mr. Olympia was supposed to be Pumping Iron 2.
Coming through the ranks was not a good experience.
Arnold came back in 1980 pretty much for ego, to beat Frank Zane, Mike Mentzer, and to protect Joe. Arnold did not enter Mr. Olympia 1980 until the night before, when he knew all the judges were on his side. One of the judges was asking him to do the mandatories or he would be disqualified.
The guy's name was Dennis Stallard, I remember, from Wales. Arnold, you're disqualified, get off the stage.
Really?
So he did get off the stage, and that night Stallard was fired and they sent him back to England.
Then all the bodybuilders signed a petition to boycott the next year, and guess who won 1981?
Franco Columba, best chest, best back.
Yeah.
Don't you think that anybody else has a chance to beat you like Robby Robinson?
No, come on, Joe.
You got to be more powerful than anything that can happen.
I think that Robby's gonna be the great black hope.
If you let anything crack, just shoot off. When he flipped it off, everybody was like,
Our next one in line is Mike Mentzer. So here's a story that I just discovered. 1980 Mr. Olympia was supposed to be Pumping Iron 2. And George Butler was there to film it. And Mike Mentzer talks about it in an issue of Muscle Digest. But things didn't go as planned. Arnold wasn't counting that everybody would be in top shape. The movie was supposed to be called The Comeback. And it was supposed to be a story between Arnold and Tom Platz. And even Tom Platz talks about in Muscle Training Illustrated about this. Here are the two articles. We'll start with Donald Wong's Muscle Digest from December 1980. When Muscle Digest asked about the CBS coverage, Mike Mentzer replied, Arnold's tactics and those of his handlers was very disruptive. He had Franco Columba coming on stage during the prejudging to give Arnold fresh oil and a towel. This is ridiculous. At one point, Arnold actually took Franco to the middle of the stage and introduced and made quips and anecdotes. Can you imagine during the boxing match, one of the boxers stopping their course of events to bring a friend in the ring and start making jokes just to get attention? They were also filming for the movie Pumping Iron 2 with George Butler. Arnold was obviously hamming it up, and the other competitors were just bit players, clowns, foils in his act, and I didn't particularly like it. No other sport do you see this happen. All of these lead up to Arnold winning. Perhaps it was the presence of George Butler and his filming crew making Arnold look like a big superstar and everybody else as a bit player that caused the judges to see him in a different light. Then Muscle Digest asked, are you sure they were filming Pumping Iron 2? And Mentzer replied, oh yeah. George Butler was there and he told everybody what he was there for. The other article is from Muscle Training Illustrated, issued in August 1983. When Platz was asked about the movie he made with Arnold while in Australia during the 1980 Mr. Olympia, Tom Platz replied, yes, I was chosen to be in a film starring Arnold called The Comeback. Keith Lofley put the idea together about Arnold playing a retired physique champion and about his struggle to make a competitive comeback against bodybuilding's current champion, played by me. It's my understanding the film is now finished and the producer is looking for a distributor, so maybe we'll all get to see the movie soon. Arnold came back in 1980 pretty much for ego, to beat Frank Zane, Mike Mentzer, and to protect Joe. Frank Zane, after he won his third Mr. Olympia, he told Arnold that it felt so good, almost as good when he beat him in 1968.
In 1979, I'm walking off his coated hair and his tuxedo, and he says, Mike, what's the deal? to win Mr. Olympia for the third time. And I said, Arnold, it feels even better than when I beat you for Mr. Universe. And it made it on, made it on ABC. He was so pissed off. He called me on the phone and he's screaming at me. How could you, talk against me, blah. I said, Arnold, you have a great sense of humor when the joke's not on you.
That's one. Then Mike Mentzer, he has the HIT system that's getting popular, and it goes against the high volume from Arnold.
Exactly.
So Arnold doesn't like to be criticized or challenged, and Mike criticized and challenged in a way because of HIT, heavy duty. Mike was also, in a way, next in line for Mr. Olympia. And he was also a senior editor at Muscle and Fitness, which used to be Muscle Builder. If Arnold wins, that's also good for Joe Weider.
Yeah.
His equipment, his supplements. So you have this perfect storm. And Arnold did not enter Mr. Olympia 1980 until the night before, where he knew all the judges were on his side. He entered last minute, and during the posing rounds, one of the judges was asking him to do the mandatories, or he would be disqualified. Like, he would say, hit the side tricep, and he would do the mantis pose, and Frank Zane overheard, Arnold, you're disqualified. Well, guess what happened to that judge? That judge got fired later on, and they put another one that's in favor of Arnold.
I saw Arnold do the same thing in the 80 Olympia. He wasn't doing the compulsory poses, and the head judge said, Arnold, he says, look, do the compulsory poses or we're going to disqualify you. And Arnold just kept doing what he wanted to do. The guy's name was Dennis Stallard, I remember, from Wales. Says to him, he says, Arnold, you're disqualified. Get off the stage.
Really?
So he did get off the stage, and that night Stallard was fired, and they sent him back to England.
Wow, no kidding. I didn't know that.
See,
wow,
so that's the
crazy.
lesson there. When you're a favorite like that and you're in cahoots with the organizers, you pretty much do whatever you want.
All of this happens. Everybody is in top shape at that Olympia. Arnold had no legs. He showed up with chest and bicep, and he still got perfect score. He got 300 score in 1980. He wins his 7th Mr. Olympia. I mean, it just goes to show how the system works.
Coming through the ranks was not a good experience for me.
Yeah.
But I stuck with it because I wanted to not allow that whole situation to take away something I really love to do and enjoy doing.
Yeah.
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 You gotta be a fighter.
Yeah. You gotta. You
gotta suffer a little bit sometimes.
You
to
never
get to the
stop.
next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all the bodybuilders signed a petition to boycott the next year, and 1981. And guess who won 1981? Franco Colombo.
Exactly.
And
that was to be expected. He had, he had to go out a winner.
Yeah,
okay.
he had to go out. And
in the system.
And that Olympia was promoted by
he was,
Arnold.
Of course. It was to be like that. He had to go out a winner.
Yeah.
Franco Colombo, best chest, best back.
Yeah.